Hey guys. A while ago, I asked God to show out in a way that only He can, and to show out in a way that makes other people believe, because of our story, that it was only Him and He's the only way that we could have gotten through whatever it was that we went through. Because we were going through a lot, and we are going through a lot right now. But that being said, there's a little bit of a story here. And I feel like God's been calling me to tell the story for a long time, primarily through writing. But this is a way that I'm uncomfortable doing it. And I feel like I haven't been obedient towards that call. And I've been asking what it is and what difference is it going to make and why I haven't seen any results as far as life and as far as progress. And lack of obedience is something that keeps popping up. And I feel like this is a part of that, is telling the story. I've been needing to write a book about our experiences because our experiences seem to stack up on top of each other more so than many and more so than most in a way that would make it unbelievable. As far as our difficulties and as far as our experiences go, that is something that's definitely true, that I feel like people would say that no way that anybody could go through any of this and still come out standing and still come out married and still come out strong and still come out having faith and still come out believing in God and believing that God exists and God is still for you and not against you. And it is absolutely the truth that God is for you and not against you, and I can tell you why right now. We had an incident happen not too long ago where this is a complication of another situation that I won't get into because I know my husband is very private and I don't think that he would be comfortable with me sharing this just yet outside of a book, but sharing it publicly just yet. I know that he wouldn't be very happy with that. So, or comfortable with that, excuse me. And I don't blame him because it's a health issue and it's something very scary and it's not my story to share. But I'm going to share a snippet of it. This incident happened as a result of a complication of something else with my husband's health. He had a seizure behind the wheel. And, but the way it happened was that we had just gotten out of church. It was a rainy, kind of cloudy Sunday afternoon. It was around maybe 1:32 in the afternoon. He began to seize, but he began to seize when we were just pulling into the parking lot of the apartments that we live in. As soon as we pulled up to our complex, we have a gate, and we did not have a gate button to open the gate. The gate began to open itself. We didn't have the button. We didn't have a code put into the gate lock mechanism thing just yet. It just started to open. There's no explanation for why it opened unless someone accidentally hit a button or, whatever. But there's no explanation for why the gate opened, number one. And I believe that happened for a reason because gates don't just open on their own. Because it was as soon as we pulled through the gate that my husband began to seize. His body began to shake uncontrollably. Obviously, if you've seen a seizure, if you've known a seizure, it's very scary. It's a very, very scary experience. We were on the phone with my mother at the time, and I said, "Oh my God, he's seizing. He's having a seizure. I need to call 911. What do we need to do?" While simultaneously, we were in an unfamiliar vehicle. I didn't know how to operate it because it was a kind of vehicle that I've never operated before. I didn't know how to put it in neutral. I didn't know how to. It was a Prius, a Toyota Prius. We were borrowing one, and didn't know how to operate the thing, didn't know how to throw it in neutral, didn't know how to stop it. So I just started pressing buttons to try and slow it down at the very least, because I couldn't get my foot on the brake. He was there. There's no e-brake. The e-brake is on the other side of the car. I couldn't pull the e-brake. There was no way for me to slow that car down, other than trying to throw it in neutral, and other than trying to get the thing to stop somehow. I don't know how I did it, while simultaneously on the phone with 911 trying to get EMTs to our location so that they could pick him up and get him evaluated. So I'm on the phone with EMTs. I'm on the phone with my mother, everybody trying to figure out what to do, while at the same time trying to stop a car, a running vehicle that, thank God, we weren't on the highway for 20 minutes prior. If it had happened just 10 minutes prior, we were on a main road, and we would have been going 40 miles an hour, and we could have careened into a pole or careened into somebody else. No way for me to stop it. No way for me to figure out how to stop a car. We got to a point where I was able to stop the car gently run it up to a curb. It was the most gentle run up to a curb that I've ever had, ever. And it did not damage the car one bit. I didn't crash it into anything. And as soon as I got out of the car, I went around and I checked on my husband, turned the car off, was able to get it figured out, turned on the e-brake, just finally was able to get out of the car, able to stop the car without crashing it, which in and of itself is a miracle. Miracle number 1000 out of all of this is that I'm pregnant, and I was about 8 to 12 weeks pregnant at the time when it happened. And so I was pregnant. I was freaking out. Thank God that we weren't on the highway. I mean, we were, like I said, a half an hour ahead of that. We were on the highway. We were going 70 miles an hour. If it had happened any minute or any, 20 minutes, 15 minutes prior to that, we probably both wouldn't be here. All three of us wouldn't be here. So you tell me how big of a God that we have. You tell me that God doesn't exist. You tell me that his guardian angels aren't looking out for us. Try and convince me. He's looking out for us. He's always there. He's always going to be with us. He's always going to be with us in the fire. He's big. He is mighty. And he loves you. This is just one of the stories that I had to tell. And you will hear more. But this is all I have time for today. God bless. Have a wonderful day. And try and enjoy what you can of this eclipse. Have a great day.